A nuclear warhead was headed straight for the American mainland. It would cause catastrophic damage, 10 million casualties, and it was only 19 minutes away. National Security Advisor Helen had no idea. She had just arrived at the White House and was going through security, locking her phone in a box by the entrance. She made her way to the White House Situation Room. Before long, she received a report about an unusual missile detection, but no one thought much of it. They assumed it was just another surprise military drill from some other country. It had happened plenty of times before. Then a signal came in from the Pacific Sea-based X-band radar. The soldiers monitoring the screens realized something was different this time. They couldn't locate the launch point. The Defense Support Program satellites hadn't detected any missile launch. Even so, Helen followed protocol and convened a video conference with military commanders to discuss the situation.
Minutes ago, we detected an ICBM over the Pacific. At this time, haven't determined if the launch was land or sea-based, but the object's trajectory is consistent with previous tests, and we expect splashdown somewhere in the Sea of Japan.
Shortly after the general's briefing, Fort Greely's Operations Center began running simulations on the missile's trajectory. A sergeant stared at the projected impact point on the screen and saw the missile change course. It was now heading for U.S. soil. They had 19 minutes. Helen immediately grasped the severity of the situation. She ordered her staff to contact the President and the Secretary of Defense. A countdown to impact appeared on the big screen in the Situation Room. The place erupted into chaos. To prevent the government from being completely paralyzed by a nuclear strike, the Office of National Continuity called in. General Miller and several senior officials would be evacuated to the presidential bunker. Command authority in the Situation Room now fell to Helen. Meanwhile, an interceptor missile reached its designated orbit. The explosion could generate 1 billion joules of heat, enough to vaporize any missile within a 10-kilometer radius. But the blip on the radar was still there. The first interceptor had failed. Fortunately, there was a backup. Everyone pinned their hopes on the second interceptor.
3, 2, 1.
They exchanged uneasy glances. The entire country had fewer than 50 ground-based interceptors, and they were spread out across the globe. That meant one thing: they couldn't take out this warhead before it reached American airspace.